That's the thing.
Get him instead. To get the video a little closer. Oh. No, I'm not hearing any sound.
Not hearing any sound. Yeah.
All right, folks, welcome to another episode of the Star Citizen Report, brought to you every other Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time from Grievance Gaming, sponsored by the Guild Grievance. Catch us on twitch.tv/Grievance, or catch us on YouTube under Grievance Gaming.
Sound.
All right, folks. Welcome. Introduce ourselves. We got a new face for you as well. Whereas I'm Thamin right here. Right next to me, Memo. All right.
Hey, folks.
Right below me, you got Woopnyo.
Hey, I know you can't hear me, but hi.
Yeah, there's
And,
no sound.
No sound?
No.
Oh, man.
OBS, man.
Mm.
And remember, you gotta move your mic up closer or something.
All right. Well, let's give it a test here and see. I just want to make
Pick your nose with it,
sure
Memo.
that nobody's got their mute on. I mean, I can hear everybody.
I hear him, I
They
hear him.
say
as
they
well.
can hear us. Some of them
Alright.
can't.
Okay. Looks like it's just Vanquish. Okay, so, well, moving on my last introduction here. Welcome, Glitch, new to the show, new to Grievance.
What's up, guys?
All right. And feel free to say a little intro, say a little bit about yourself there.
Yeah, guys. Playing a lot of MMOs, FPS games since probably about 14 years old. I built my first computer. Haven't looked back. Just joined about a week and a half ago.
All right. Welcome, y'all. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what we're going to cover on the show here today. Some of the headlines, of course, the 1.1.5 has launched in both Persistent Test Universe and is now live since our last show with the flyable Merlin and Vandal Scythe. We also have got some more input from Chris Roberts. He's back from shooting Squadron 42, the motion capture and everything like that. And so he also had a letter from the chairman and a few other things, which kind of a follow-up of what we heard from Ben Lesnick last week, but there's some new stuff in there as well. And also, later in the show, we're going to have a trivia question here. If you're for the first one to get it right, type it in. We've got a Reliant, a Tier 2 starter ship with lifetime insurance that we are giving away. So you want to stick around for that later in the show. All right. And I think for starters, we'll kind of talk about 1.1.5. I'm going to be tripping over those so much these days when they're doing this point.
He said 0.6 should be the last, hopefully.
So we've got the Merlin, one of them that we're now able to fly in there. A very, as they've said, a sports car inspired shape and design. And, you know, we've seen the Merlin before, but they had to redo both the Constellation and the Merlin to kind of make everything fit right. And the Merlin is definitely looking cooler than I remembered.
Yeah.
It's definitely a cool looking ride.
Sleek
The
and
original
shiny.
model on the Constellation basically had the cockpit of the Merlin just sticking up through it. So that was the original version of it, which that wasn't going to work.
Yeah, so we're liking the looks of this one. Like they said, they pretty much even did say, you know, they wanted more of a high-end sports car look than that of a modern jet.
It's kind of like a Corvette Stingray. It doesn't have the same kind of body lines, but it's very similar. Like how the wings will fold up. It has all the open spots for cargo, so you're able to move things in and out more than just ammo. But I'm really excited to see how well it's going to work in a dogfight.
Me as well.
And for $20, hey.
Yeah, right.
And we've had a few comments. Yeah, so it's a $20 add-on. I even thought for $20, a nice little ship to have. Only thing is, I'm guessing that does not have a warp drive, jump drive. So
It
it's
says
a
it's
warp
short
drive.
range. Says it's a short range fighter.
Yeah.
It's a parasite ship, dude.
Well, maybe I can still put that thing in the back of my Freelancer Max. You know, depressurize the tail of it and fly that thing out and surprise somebody.
Use it as your escape pod.
Might end up being just that. So if you're a backer who owns the constellations Andromeda, Aquila, or Phoenix, or you have an 890 jump, an Idris, or a Carrack, you are able to fly Merlins today. For some of those ships, either because a Merlin came standard or because they're waiting for whatever vehicle is supposed to come with them.
No, there's two different versions, 52 and 72. The 52 is what's out right now. Still working on 72.
A few folks in the live chat also have been looking forward to the Merlin.
It's pretty cool.
And that one, I believe its main weapon is still like a Gatling gun of some type on the front.
Isn't it the same as or similar to the one on the Avenger?
Avenger spins faster and does more damage, but similar concept.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you have to upgrade. Get the Avengers gun on the Merlin if you're able to.
Yeah, right.
Size
Oh my
5
God.
Hey,
That
I
would
feel
be
like we're flying
destruction.
backwards whenever we fire. And of course now not only the Merlin, but we've got the Scythe now that where you can fly.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
Don't rub it in. Yeah, a few folks missed out on when they were selling that one. A lot of us did.
Oh, it,
Yeah, I wasn't around then.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet looking ship. I like how it's been modified since we first seen it out on the scene. Blowing them up, blowing off the little blade or the cockpit or something like that. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I saw a Facebook post recently on this, and somebody said, I just spent the last 4 hours in heaven flying around my Scythe. The hacked HUD and eerie alien feel is amazing. The sound of that size 5 gun blasting in my right ear. The crackling electric sounds as the alien HUD flickers in every now and then. The alien HUD stays on the more the ship is damaged. So fast, so foreign feeling, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Zane and his crew knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
we
I read
talked
that.
about the UI a couple episodes ago, and I was really blown away. I think that's really sweet how they start off with the alien HUD, and then they switch to the human version. And as you take more damage, just the computers or the ship, it glitches back and forth. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
They could do that for more. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting too. They had the Scythe video on the same post as the 1.1.5 update that shows the Scythe racing around the Murray Cup track as well. And I did notice when I watched that video, there was also a lot of announcer chatter in the background that wasn't there before, for good or for bad on that one, I would say. But
John
they've
Madden
added
going to
to
be
it.
on it?
Well, I listened to some of it, and some of it at first I was like, oh, cool, you can hear announcers. And the announcers kept going. I was like, well, I could get tired of that after a while. Oh.
I think they should do it like every X amount of checkpoints, like give an update where people are at, like a quick thing. Not just
think
like
it's gonna be-
constant. Oh, yeah.
It gets to be too
That
much.
would
It's not
get
NBA
annoying.
Jam. So.
That'd be nice, too, yeah, if the announcer could throw something a little specific. I wouldn't expect them to tackle player names and such, but yes, give an indication. The first race
Or the ship name or something, maybe. I don't know. Nah, that
I would
wouldn't
put
work.
in something that's like 38 letters and do like 101, 110, 101, and then of course there's gonna be some like bad words put in there and like just letters and put in there to make some bad names. That'd be horrible. Funny once or twice, but
Go fly every ship as the QWERTY. So they've also said some of the changes. Battle Royale and Squad Battle now support 16 players, with plans to go even possibly further in future iterations.
I don't have enough missiles now.
Yeah, and they were. I'll comment on that. I think it's a little down later, but ships. A lot of balance changes here. So ships are skewed to retain their momentum, making the maneuver planning more critical. But they said, but causing less blackouts from common maneuvers. So
That's good. Less
what's-
Like a
blackouts is
quick
always good.
little, yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I
they-
found myself blacking out, and I'm like, why? Why?
I found that more in the 300 series. I was blacking out every time I'd make a left turn or up or.
Yeah.
Time to turn.
I've had my good days, my bad, but definitely when I'm on the racetrack, a few blackouts. Let's see. Twitch actions are very important, but limited due to their boost consumption rates. That was part of the discussion redesign they were doing around fuel. Now here's one. Shields and hull health increased across the board, but the shield recharging takes longer to kick in.
Sounds good for people I'm trying to shoot, but yet bad for me. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I thought my Hornet can already take quite a beating, so that sounds good to me. But yeah, shield recharging. So it sounds like if you can shoot your opponent in a way that you're not firing too needlessly, but you're able to keep dinging him, keep on him, that's gonna be one of the better tactics.
I don't think you've seen us fly.
I know. That can be a hard part too. You know, sometimes it's hard to get shots directly on a person. The ships are going so fast at such a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't hit anything anyways, so.
Oh, and here, this was a game changer of that too. Missiles have disruption, which helps bring down shields and longer tracking distances. However, they've increased the lock-on to target time. So it's kind of like a shift there where missiles, they've even kind of said as much, missiles are more of an opening salvo, knock down their shields, than something you would say maybe lock onto a guy after you've already knocked down a shield and you're trying to finish him off with a missile.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, yeah.
I was using them to weaken the enemy before anyways, but there's some people that just get pissed off. You just launch a missile and they die anyway. That's been changed. Great.
Streeg has some advice for Memo.
Oh yeah, I see that. It's great. A ninja. You gotta watch out for him. I think listening to this show talked him into getting into Star Citizen. He's not one that's known to buy into stuff that's off in the future.
That's not true. He was in EverQuest Next.
Anymore.
Oh.
Not one to buy. We were all in EverQuest Next. Let's not, our landmark. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Never mind.
Hey, Water Buffalo, welcome to the cast. And again, folks, yes, if you are trying to get in Star Citizen, we will have a ship for you later. It does not come with a game package, so you'll still have to figure that out. But nice new starter ship. So you want to stay tuned for that later. Let's see. Okay, so this, I leave it up to you guys. I don't know some of these specific ships. The Mustang Delta can now swap out the rocket pods for other size 2 weapons. The Avenger can now equip size 2 weapons on the wings. And the Aurora now has a top speed of 175, which I only know is an increase in its speed.
I don't know why the Avengers were ever size 1. I guess it was just because of the sucker punches, but size 2 makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
With some badgers on that thing. Oh, man.
You get that size 5 main cannon that's going to take down most anything, but then you got the 2 things on the side, size 2.
And just finish them off with that. Don't even need the missiles.
It's all, it's no energy involved. It's all ordnance. You're using ammo. So you don't even have to worry about your power.
And I got more shields. They might end up tweaking that out if once they rethink that.
Maybe. And the Mustang Delta is the green one. That's the missile rocket, the rocket launcher the whole time. And you're able to put on more lasers. It's a good change for that ship. It doesn't always have to be missiles. I mean, I understand Memo. There's some people that's
yeah,
all
I know.
missile.
Let's not get into the missile debate because we've been down that road before. But for me, missiles are my friend. I mean, if I could put a missile turret on every hard point, that That's my ultimate goal. Who needs guns?
And Memo, you got a question for you in the general chat there.
Oh yes, I still have the Connie.
You got it back,
Absolutely. No, I never got rid of the Connie. My package is tied to my Connie. So I really can't get to that. That was, I started out with the, what's the lowest ship? The station wagon of space.
Aurora.
The Aurora. And
Station wagon.
worked my way up to the Connie. But my package is tied to that, so I won't be getting rid of it anytime soon.
So I'll try to finish out this part. They've also said now shields only reduce ballistic damage by 30%, but armor no longer has a significant effect on energy weapons. It now takes much longer for the ballistic weapons to bring down the shields. They've also said the range and velocities of weapons have been retuned. They didn't say in what way. And Gatling guns now fire while spooling up to their speed.
Yes,
Oh,
I
yes.
have a Merlin as well. I haven't been able to get into this update yet because for some reason every time a new update comes out, it crashes and crashes and crashes before I can get it installed.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to get in.
I think you gotta get a brand new downloader, man. It's not working for you.
It's not. It might be my internet connection.
So it does sound like they're still trying to offer a lot of variety on the gameplay choices as far as how you might want to ship, whether you're armor, better shields, versus those ballistic rounds, those energy weapons, and I guess whatever if you're the one shooting, whichever one you like to try.
Well, they've been doing that since Eve. They had the energy weapons, the hybrid weapons, all different styles do different types of damage. And if you have a heavy armor, then you won't have to worry about people using, what do they say in this one, energy weapons?
Yeah,
I think it was
energy
ballistic.
weapons having a higher
Those
recharge.
Okay, so it all depends on what you want to stack up against. If you know what your enemy is going to use, and it's going to be rock, paper, scissors. But if you don't know, you're going to have to put a little bit of everything on.
Okay.
Heavier shields versus heavier armor. But of course, heavy armor means you can weigh more and you're going to go slower.
And then, of course, they'll still get into later the controller issues, mouse, joystick, whether you're going to go gimbaled in smaller weapons or the higher ones. At least it seems like you have a lot of choices. You can try to find what works best for you. So, I think a lot of people in this would hate if there was one single method or type of ship or whatever that seems to be conquering all the time.
Yeah.
There's going to be one ship that's going to be conquering. And then they're going to patch it and nerf it, and there's going to be another one, and then they're going to release a new patch, and it's going to be this whole new fleet of ships that's going to be awesome versus what you have.
The ships are basically your classes, so they'll adjust those as needed to people saying they love it, to people saying they hate it, to just like every game we've played. But yeah, I think balance will be a big issue between ships, just like it is in every game we play.
I think what they're really trying to make it is that skill will make the difference in that gap of the balance of ships. Like somebody in a bigger ship that's a skill level of a 3, somebody in a little weaker ship that's a skill level of a 9, he's going to take them out every time.
Yep.
A lot about strategizing too.
Yep, I've seen that happen in Arena Commander a lot. Let's jump down to kind of a 10 for the chairman. We're gonna there's a few things that in a way Lesnick kind of was already addressing the week before, and a few things that are new. Glitch, if you want to talk, because you're taking interest when we were talking about the script of Squadron 42 and Chris Roberts shooting that. So
yeah, 66 days was the total. I think 50 of it was shooting about 600-page script. And what he said was a typical Hollywood blockbuster movie is 100 to 120 pages of script, and which translates to about a page a minute is what they are really shooting for. And I was surprised that it only took 66 days or 50 days to shoot, and then the rest of the time to kind of edit things together. Or I guess they're probably going to wait later on for that. But yeah, and the difference between performance capture and motion capture. How the main problem they're having right now is the biomechanics. How you're going to be, Chris Roberts wants you to be able to look at these other players, actors, while you're playing with them, and you be able to read what they're thinking by their facial expressions. How you can kind of do in real life a little bit. He wants to get that like into detail, but that's one of the bigger problems they're having.
Definitely.
And I was, and you know, people were talking about too with some of this as far as the concept between the Kickstarter and now the size of the game, and obviously yes. I mean, when they looking through some of the stuff Chris Roberts iterated and Ben Leslie didn't have, when they were doing their original concept of Squadron 42 around the Kickstarter, it was still going to be very Wing Commander sized. They didn't have all this extra stuff, the persistent universe. They were going to start with that and then tackle the rest as a larger project.
That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Almost
But the thing
immediately
is,
as soon as the Kickstarter went.
Everyone's interest in it kind of caused that, though, you know? So if we want a bigger game, they're going to give it to us.
That's what we get for wanting more.
Greedy.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's complained. You know, this is gonna be. I mean, it's the kind of book the kind of game they were eventually wanting to shoot for, anyways. And we're gonna get it all built from the ground up. So I really appreciate that. Let's see. Let's go down status of Star Marine, and we've got. I'll probably go into it a little more later. But it sounds like all their studios are taking part in it, ramping up their networks. They've got Gamescom coming up. They want to be showing some stuff off there. But it looks like for the multiplayer, they're going to have 32 players available for the Astro Arena and 16 for Gold Horizon. It's kind of going around. A lot of the stuff that they're doing in the first-person shooter in that, it just links to other parts of the game too. So it's like trying to unify their first and third-person gameplay. They said that Crysis supports the basic first-person shooter easily, but they took it nowhere near the level that Star Citizen, with its complexity, is trying to take it to.
Yeah, I'll comment on that. You said a typical FPS now, like you said, for example, Call of Duty, would be by, like, say, an 8x8 kilometer area. And yeah, there's a lot of dense data, but it's all condensed and evenly distributed. He said in space, there will be hundreds of thousands of kilometers. That's an area, and then there's nothing there. And then you warp into a giant space station. The difference in data that, you know, your computer has to process is just insane.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah. And he did say it's amazing how they built, that in front of me, how they built the new Crysis engine where it has all that open space, and yet pockets of, yes, layers within layers between you maybe being in a ship, within a ship, in a battle in space.
Going Inception there. Hold on a second. You said a ship in space.
Yeah, the zoning system. That's the cockpit will be a zone. Outside of the ship will be a zone. 10 kilometers out will be a zone. You know, yep. And I think he said they were converting it to 64-bit, and that was going to take care of, like, everything out of your visual range would be 64-bit, and then everything in your visual range would be 32. So that, you know, you could process it and actually see it. Because I don't think any video cards run 64-bit.
Pixels just get to be too much. They blur together after a while.
Yeah.
Beyond visual range, average human is 2-3 miles maybe at a high point. So how do you put that into a game? It's hard to calculate.
TechTicker88, will it be 64-bit when they launch Star Marine or earlier? What do you guys think? I would say sounds like it's earlier, like it's already... I don't want to lie, because I think it was on the notes somewhere specifically.
They were working on 32-bit. I don't see why they wouldn't release it on 32 first, and then they get the upgraded version 64 better. Since we're foaming at the mouth, wanted to play it
He
anyway.
said the engineers in Frankfurt were really trying. They were really, that's what they were focusing on at that moment. And this is an interview maybe within the week. That they were really focusing on this 32-bit to 64-bit transition,
I did
and that
find
they were close.
Yeah, I did find this, which gives as an evidence that we're going to see a lot more about this and get updated at Gamescom. He was asked, "Is Star Citizen impossible to finish?" Well, he's saying right now they've got the fundamental technology cracked. They have a
God,
world
we
map.
hope not.
They have a world map with a 182,000 kilometer diameter gas giant plus a few moons. So, and if you flew around all of them, it would take 2.5 hours. So there's like millions of square kilometers of play area. Quantum Drive is going to allow us a quicker jump between those areas, and also without loading screens or transitions. Then he got into the zoning system and the zones within zones. So as you approach these zones, the data will stream in, so you don't notice hiccups or pauses, which was once impossible. So that'll give us an idea, but I know at Gamescom we're going to see this kind of outlined for us a lot better. Gas giant bigger than Pluto. Okay. All right.
It's awesome.
Well, thanks for folks joining us. We're getting about halfway through the show here. Maybe another 10 minutes or so. We'll do that little trivia giveaway. So you want to be
Thamin's
here then.
personally giving away a personal vehicle to personally send you to your personal stuff.
Sounds personal,
guy.
man.
Yes, I bought 2 Reliants with LTI. One went to Spin because he always gives away in his Extra Life charity that Grievance gets involved in as well. And the other one going to the fans here. So glad you could be here. You want to stick around to win that one.
Yeah, Reliant looks like a fun ship.
And we do have another ship coming up in the near future, an Aurora.
Woo. That's my
Station wagon of space.
personal sacrifice for you guys. Yeah. I don't know when we're doing it.
An
You tell
Aurora
me.
that can now go up to 175 miles or 175 whatevers.
But it's a true package, so you can upgrade it completely.
Let's see. So the next thing, I think most of this are... Oh, yeah, I wanted to go off this, too, because it goes back with some of the balancing stuff earlier. With all this stuff, they were saying, because constellations can't dogfight like Hornets. They're saying folks in Arena Commander are suiciding just to get reloads on their missiles.
Oh, I've been doing that since day one, dude.
Me too.
Why?
Right?
Intentionally and unintentionally.
Well,
You can't do that once the game comes out.
I only had 4. That's
Well,
what
I mean, you can, but start over.
I only had 4 rockets, so I destroy some stuff, and then of course I'd ram something and it'd be down to like 1 blaster, and it kept overheating. Screw this! I'd either crash into something, or since I couldn't, I just float outside of existence and then respawn.
Yeah, and I remember saying way back before Arena Commander come out that missiles are going to be king. The misleading thing there is, yeah, they're king in Arena Commander. They don't cost you anything. But
Yes.
the persistent universe, they're limited and they cost you. So people have
You
to kind
can't
of
just
think of that
reload on
balance,
the
too.
fly.
And so, yes, not to mention the persistent universe committing suicide, not really a great idea.
Not recommended.
And if you don't know about Star Citizen Death of a Spaceman, go Google and read that article.
Go Google it.
As far as their, rolling ships out, they've already said it proves to be too complicated to outsource that task. There's 5 to 6 people working on the Idris alone. Pretty much Squadron 42 is still taking the priority. So that's Vanduul ships, UEE Navy, auxiliary ships, and stuff that we haven't been able to see or have a peek at yet. That we just know
he
those are
doesn't
some
want
huge
us to.
ships. Yeah. And people complained when some stuff got leaked out. Again, it's like they're doing a storyline. They've got they're going to have surprises for us. We want to be surprised, right?
Uh-huh.
You want to go
I
ahead and
do.
be amazed.
I paid enough to be surprised.
Right?
Amen.
Let's see. So, I'm just kind of going down because we're trying not to hash out too much of the stuff Chris Roberts said and that Lesnick said already. Oh yeah,
Did you give away your ship?
here's one I don't think we quite covered on that. The other thing about the shooting for Squadron 42 and that is like he's saying partly the long shoot is like most games are still using just a voiceover as players are doing different conversations with NPCs. You know, it's either
Motion
Dragon Age or
capture.
something like
Yeah.
that. Here, they're using motion capture as well. They're doing the body language to go along with these choices. So we're seeing a lot more going on with that. Again, bigger, nicer game.
If they do it right, they'll do it like Star Wars.
The performance capture, yeah.
Yeah. If they do it right, they'll have a cutscene and it'll all be involved with it, like the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. They did it well. The person directly talks to you. You have different choices and things like that. Even in Mass Effect series, that's pretty good too. But if they just like have it in the open world, it's very difficult for one person to wait for all the animations and everything to finish while another person walks up and does it. So
I think he said like something like the actors all had 3 different cameras to capture their facial motions, and then 55 cameras surrounded in the room to capture their movements.
that's a little creepy.
That's a lot of cameras.
I mean, when you watch the video of them on the little, thing on the set, it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
A lot of green.
Green screen, yeah.
Stuff I'm looking
Have
forward
to
to.
be.
So, they did say internally they've hired the architect of the CryEngine animation system. You know, he's on the team now in Frankfurt.
Hmm.
So he's got the very people involved in building the engine that they're using. And these saying these were guys who did things with the personal computer back in 2003 and 2006 that no one thought possible. And now they're going to be on the team here too, developing.
They
20 out,
created it. I mean, who better could you have to
Exactly.
assist them? I mean,
I'm definitely looking way forward to Gamescom demo because we're going to see this large world map in action, this quantum thrust, as well as testing out these multi-crew ships.
The
And all of
multi-crew
this-
ships is huge. I can't wait to see that. Go
Yeah.
in a ship with Memo and crash
that
some
will
shit.
be
effects as
that will
well.
be 2.0. That will be Arena Commander 2.0, which hopefully is like 6 weeks after Gamescom, supposedly.
All right, let's see.
Or no, I'm sorry, 6 weeks after the release of the FPS model. My mistake.
Isn't it like December?
I
Check
said
already.
sometime after Gamescom. They should be
All right.
releasing the FPS.
I do like, Chris Roberts said this, Star Citizen matters because it is big, because it is a bold dream. It's something everyone else is scared to try. You didn't back Star Citizen because you want what you've seen before. You're here and reading this because we're willing to go big, to do things that terrify publishers. You went all in supporting us, and we've gone all in making the game. Is Star Citizen today a bigger goal than I imagined in 2012? Absolutely. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. It's the whole point. So, alright, I'm going to do some tease folks with some artwork here, specifically the Reliant.
Why don't you give out your ship?
Yes. Everyone's ready for this. We got quite a few people in the channel now. People are wanting to learn how to win this Reliant. And so I'll tell you how we're going to do this. I'm going to put a little info thing on to the front here. So for the Reliant giveaway, in order for me to, if you win the trivia, in order for me to get this to you, if you're in grievance, you can just contact me on the grievance forums, Thamin Trollsbane. If you win, let me know in the channel here, what your RSI handle is, because you can also contact me at the RSI site, but I got to know that I'm giving it to the right person that won. You win here, I want to make sure that we get in touch, the emails, that I got the right person. because I'll likely need your handle as far as on the RSI forums and an email, because that's the two things I got to fill in to give somebody a ship: their handle and their email. So, if you're grievance, I'm Thamin Trollsbane on the forums. If you're not grievance, on the RSI forums, my handle is DLBard. So, I put on the screen there, capital DLBARD. But
Like everybody in the chat right now, they're doing hype. It's cute. Little koala.
all right. So everyone, yes, everyone, get your fingers ready. If you need to, have Google on another screen just in case. Yes, you'll be hunting it that way because somebody's going to do it, right? All right. And we did a nice question kind of last time, but it was show related. But this one is definitely Star Citizen related. If you know your Star Citizen trivia. All right. Everybody ready? Got 21 people in the channel here. So I'll throw it out there. Everyone clear. Get ready to type in that answer and win that Reliant. Because here is your trivia question. We've seen a few designations and name changes in the Star Citizen universe. So what I want to know, what was the original name of what we now call the Aegis Vanguard?
Oh,
Yes, the original name for the Aegis Vanguard. It used to go by another name.
No idea.
Let's see if somebody can find that here. Yes, there's an answer. Exon M, aka Exon Bulldog, that is the correct answer.
nice.
So that's the person who I got first here. Exon M, let's see. You're not grievance, so what is your RSI handle so that you can get a hold of me and I can make sure that I can gift this to you and get it to you? And congratulations. You're going to like that thing cool.
Yeah, man, it looks fun.
There's times I thought about just keeping that thing and puttering around in the universe with it. So, okay.
Oh, I bought one for myself. The thing looks fun.
Yeah, I like how
do everything.
Yeah.
I like how it rotates. It's pretty sweet. Totally
Tech Ticker 88 was like close second. You know, he also threw out Bulldog.
Yeah.
He was just a little behind. Yes, and for those who are remembering, that's the two-engine, two-seater deep space fighter. And figured
Giant Gatling gun.
Who won what? Exon Trexem, aka Zon, in the channel here, won the Reliant. Again, let me give you some info. So I can try to contact you the boards. Eventually I'll need your email. You don't have to throw it out here in this channel if you don't want to. Yes, well, as long as you can contact me either as DL Bard on the RSI forums, or definitely I'll be sending you a message. We'll go back and forth. I'll get your email, and we'll get you that ship, and then you can enjoy it in the universe.
Yeah, I can't wait till they make that flyable. Oh man.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
I'm still looking for it. That one's a cool one, just to throw off somebody chasing you. I'm going horizontal wings, vertical wings, horizontal wings.
Yeah, right. The transition time, I forget what the transition time is. It's long. They made it that way on purpose, so that you couldn't just be switching back and forth like that, dodging bullets like that.
Be doing that in the craters.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get them afterwards, dude. You don't stress about it. It's okay. Come on,
Oh
let's
yeah,
keep going.
I was just kind of writing down some stuff. So next, let's jump past the Around the Verse stuff and go straight to the Star Marine updates and such. And I am going to get some video on here. Enzon, thanks for the follow.
See, now you have to buy them. Jesus. Give him a free ship and he follows.
Oh,
Not much better incentive than that, but
Just buy a couple Merlins and give those out.
Cool little ships, man.
Yeah, they are.
That's one of the selling points for the Connie for me.
Yeah,
Merlin.
I like it.
Way back
But
when it
you,
was stuck up into the cargo area.
All right, folks, let's go over a little bit of the. Now, we've been getting some Star Marine updates, so been glad to see that. And if you guys want to start going over the notes, I'm pulling up some video here of the animation weapons test. So if anyone wants to just jump into those Star Marine notes here.
so this bottom part where you're saying the AT&T4, with the ghost sites and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you? Okay. All right, it's looking good in both single player and third person. It's different in third person. I'm not happy with but we were talking about the bio having issues anyways. I like the way you're moving in it. The sights come up really clear. You have the target reticle, and of course, when you're firing from the hip, it's going to be less accurate than ADS. But of course, ADS is going to block some of your sights, so it's a good toss up between the two. And since it's going to be a slower pace, you're really going to be picking your shots. Well, hopefully getting cover, a good position before getting flanked or something.
And that was a big thing, too. It's like taking cover. They said they've added in some stuff because they thought certain hallways were a little too deadly when snipers were involved. And you mentioned, the slow gameplay. I mean, I think that's a big thing. That slow it down. This isn't just Call of Duty run in and die.
Yeah.
You know, and you know the whole medic thing too. You get hammered, you're going to be hoping a buddy can pull you out without him getting killed too and ambushed.
So, Memo, when you get shot, are you just going to go like completely cardboard, or are you going to like flop around a little bit? Because I need to know when I drag you out.
I'm a flopper.
You're a flopper?
I'm a flopper. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the FPS. When they announced they were going to do that and they were going to outsource it, which I thought was a fantastic idea, that really, it was another element of the game that I was really, enjoyed that they were going to add in, because I'm not a good FPSer, but I do enjoy playing with Grievance, for sure.
I think this thing they just showed us in the video here a moment ago was a recharge station. They've been putting those at different areas around the Gold Horizon. So there's a few different places you can recharge, rearm a weapon.
Yeah, we talked about that, maybe it was last show or the show before that. You have to have it in multiple areas. It's got to be easily to get to for both sides. It's got to be equally easy for both sides, because otherwise it's just a fight to the middle. That's never healthy for anybody.
Yeah. We do know that, there is going to be a mode that is similar to Free Flight called Practice Mode, so that folks can get in and just, and feel free to experiment in there as well, playing around inside Gold Horizon.
Turn off the gravity. Wow.
Don't they plan to make that free, too? That's the whole point of Golden Horizon is it's going to be free eventually.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's going to be part of our, ticket with the game. It's just going to be one of the other things that we can access through Arena Commander, access through that.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a shot.
The GUI's already there to connect to it if you get into Star Citizen. You hit the EA button, and then you choose between Arena Commander and Star Marine, but it's not highlighting yet. So of course, when they put it out, it'll be right there.
Mm-hmm. So we'll be able to see that. They did mention now they're also good about saying that there's a number of key blockers that still keeps us from playing Star Marine yet. From smoothing out some transitions, some problem with the ADS. I think that's kind of one of the sight modes. Disconnecting when you lean out of cover. Working on prediction issues, so the aim doesn't necessarily synchronize. Let's see. They are adding objectives to the Gold Horizon level for a team elimination game type, which will be kind of their capture and hold play style.
That'll be interesting. Capture and hold.
They haven't done melee animations yet for those folks that, who knows, maybe got their hands on the pike that was part of Shroud of Avatar as well. I don't know. Maybe that's only in Shroud of Avatar. Maybe I got them backwards.
I'm interested to see the crossbow, how that's going to work in here.
Okay. And they did have a little 2-minute tour of Gold Horizon, which I'll just play a little bit as well, so you kind of get a feel of what it looks like exploring the place. Well, thank goodness we've already seen a lot of pictures so far. I am really looking forward to getting some first-person shooter in there. I don't know, some of it still seems too open to me. So, yes, I would say slow and careful is the way to go.
We can't be too slow.
Run and gun. Run and gun, man. Get
If you go
slow
too
and
slow,
careful.
any sniper's going to take you out. But if you move too fast, anybody's just going to shred you with automatic fire. So you got to find a good balance in between. Especially with a permanent death, that's going to suck if you die.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is move slow, but don't stay in one spot for too long.
You get that from Battlefield, but then you just respawn. Oh, that's a ticket.
Every
Oh,
ticket
yeah.
adds up, though.
No, well, Tacticker would follow for a Merlin.
Yeah. So I might buy one. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, somebody here will have to eat the $20 so that we can give away a Merlin on a future show.
Oh, that's easy to figure out. Glitch is the newbie.
So, it is getting around the time that we finished the show anyways. I mean, congrats, Exxon. I'll get back with you here as far as getting you this ship.